The government feared widespread panic.
Give me the outbreak of war.
September 1939. Windows are darkened to render blackout complete. Anderson shelters stocked. Even the inmates of the city zoos have been moved to safety. On the whole, Britain has taken the declaration of war quietly enough. But how about this jolly scene, captured recently at a dance hall in Streatham? It's a good way to get to know your respirator. Meanwhile, there's more merriment down on the farm. So, how do you like country life?
Oh, it's wonderful, sir. It's wonderful, sir.
And you, George, what have you done since you've been here?
Well, I've seen, a rabbit.
What's this about then?
They're evacuees.
Select evacuation.
September the 1st, 1939, a mass evacuation began from the cities to safety zones throughout Britain. The risk of air raid seemed so great that parents were encouraged to send their children away for the duration of the war.
Can't have been easy.
There are many people alive today who experienced evacuation, either as parents, foster parents, or child evacuees.
It was an agonizing situation for a parent to have to make, whether to expose their children to the dangers of being burned alive, blown to pieces by bombs, or whether they were going to let them out of their sight and entrust them to strangers, to let them out into the unknown. This was an awful decision.
They don't look too worried.
To encourage evacuation, the newsreels showed it as one big adventure.
Most of the children themselves have gone off cheerfully enough. For them, fortunately, the whole procedure seems to hold no terrors and is even regarded as just another holiday.
Which maybe it was for some.
What happened when you got there?
What followed was really just like an auction sale. People looked us over and chose children. It was, who'd like to go with this nice lady? Or, here's a couple who are looking for a nice little girl.
Everything depended on who your foster parents were. Had they been forced to take you on, or was it through genuine goodwill? Did they really want to look after you, or did they just want a cheap maid or farmhand? No real effort was made to match evacuees with their hosts, and there were misunderstandings.
I think all London teachers resented the assumption, the very smug assumption that tended to be made by many villagers that every child who came from London must come from a slum and be neglected by its parents, and above all, that they were dirty.
On the first evening with the new family, my new foster mother said to me, "Are you church or chapel?" And very cautiously I said, "Which are you?" She said, "We're church." And so, from then on, I was church too. The penalty for this particular piece of treachery was that I had to listen to a seemingly unending stream of anti-Semitism from these people about those filthy Jews who lived down the road.
What does she mean?
She was Jewish herself, but she hid this in order to fit into a new, intolerant household.
Right. So how else did evacuation affect people?
For some who enjoyed the experience, it was a chance to discover the countryside and make friends for life. Others found it more difficult. But at least by bringing people together, people of very different backgrounds, society was facing up to divisions so often ignored.